Sumy region is on the edge. The Russians have essentially turned it into a testing ground for trying out a new UAV, an improved version of the Shahed and Lancet. The occupiers have named it Italmas. It's hard to believe. Is terrorizing Ukrainians really going to be Russia's new weapon now? What is it capable of, and can our air defense intercept this deadly piece of metal? We'll tell you about it in just a moment.
A new weapon of terror against civilians. Russia is testing its new drone on Ukrainian frontline towns.
Italmas. In Udmurt it means a little flower from the buttercup family. It continues the development of the German drones with internal combustion engines. But this is a completely domestic development, even though it somewhat resembles the Iranian Shaheds.
The Italmas drone, named after the assembly in the shopping center of the same name in Izhevsk, first appeared back in 2023. However, at that time, the UAV demonstrated rather low effectiveness. Now the drone has been improved and is being tested again on peaceful Ukrainian civilians.
There is nothing mysterious or secret about it. The people there have professional education regarding engines, regarding this aerodynamic design. If you set the task correctly, the design will be developed correctly.
Essentially, the Italmas is a simplified version of the Iranian Shahed. It's smaller, doesn't fly as far, and carries less explosives.
It has a deeper range of action, meaning it can go over 200 kilometers and has an enlarged warhead.
So is this also a kamikaze drone?
Also a kamikaze, yes.
We're talking about a flight range of up to 200 kilometers, a speed of about 150 kilometers per hour, and a warhead weight of up to 25 kilograms. But its main advantage, experts say, is its simplicity and low cost.
If you add it all up, the engines cost thousands of dollars, the structure itself, well, at most with labor, about $100, and the radio electronic equipment, that's also something, but no more than $200 or $300. So at most, the total cost of such a drone is about $1,500. The manufacturing quality is terrible.
But it's more than enough to cause problems for our air defense forces. The occupiers launched the Italmas in the same attack together with Shaheds, Gerans, and others. This way, they become an additional burden on our radars and our mobile fire teams. If they let a drone through, the cost of destroying it is many times higher than the value of the target.
You don't know what it's carrying or what it's doing there. But you do understand very well that it needs to be shot down. And when you shoot it down, you don't count the money or think about how much it costs, right? So if all the machine guns miss, then you have to shoot it down with a missile afterwards.
It's worth noting that, according to the stated specifications, the upgraded Italmas drones are equipped with artificial intelligence systems. However, it's not specified exactly which systems.
Artificial intelligence can be of different levels and for different purposes and uses. Well, the first and simplest is machine vision. This is one of the elements that can deal with image recognition. The first task is machine vision. And the second task is when the system can detect targets, can identify them, can assign a ranking, what to strike first, what to strike second.
But even that is not the limit, analysts say. Thanks to Chinese components, albeit in small quantities, the Russians managed to integrate even the most modern systems into some UAVs.
When the system can do all this, when it all works, and these drones can even communicate with each other. And there are various communication algorithms involved. There can be a designated leader, meaning one says, do as I do, and all the others perform the same maneuvers as he does.
And it's not hard to guess where that maneuver will be directed. A store, a residential building, a bus stop. Experts claim that the Italmas is not suitable for military targets. Firstly, it has a relatively small warhead for striking fortified targets, and secondly, its low speed prevents it from being able to hunt mobile targets. At the same time, analysts say that the recent decision by the Ukrainian armed forces regarding Russian drones in general is also perfectly suited for the Italmas. Interceptor drones, which are already successfully shooting down Shaheds, are far superior to this UAV and can undoubtedly destroy it just as effectively.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine today. Join us now.
Jaws drop and the enemy's radars are burning. The defense forces strike mercilessly and precisely at the very heart of Russian fortifications in Belgorod, in the temporarily occupied Donbas, and even in the mountains of Crimea. Target number 1 is the complete destruction of the enemy's eyes and ears. The ground shakes from the strikes, and the network is filled with fiery footage that has already reached the offices of Kremlin generals. Shame, panic, and chaos, that's all that's left after the high-precision greetings from Ukrainian warriors. You can't miss this. Last Sunday, the border area of Belgorod region came under fire. It was our forces who struck the S-300 air defense system and the Nebo-M radar complex. These installations were covering the aggressive actions of the occupiers. And just like that, tens of millions of dollars worth of Russian equipment are burning in a Ukrainian forest belt. That's how much the radar of a Buk missile system costs. Usually, our HIMARS and special drones are the ones that neutralize such enemy weapons. Here's another example from occupied Crimea. This is the radar station of an S-400 system burning. This happened on the way to Yevpatoria, near the city of Saki. When operational, these radars can detect aerial targets at distances of up to 300 kilometers. They can spot our drones, aircraft, and cruise missiles.
The primary and most significant systems being targeted are, of course, the formidable S-300 and the advanced S-400 launcher complexes, which undeniably pose the greatest and most immediate threat to Ukraine, because they can not only effectively detect and precisely track relevant targets, but also crucially allow the enemy to efficiently conduct extensive reconnaissance operations.
Such enemy radars are usually neutralized by Ukrainian defense forces using ATACMS, HIMARS, or Storm Shadow missiles. There are also specialized anti-radar missiles in service.
We have been supplied with special missiles that specifically respond to radars, and they are called anti-radar missiles. They fly directly and precisely towards their emitted beam, their powerful emission.
And now from the Black Sea, there is a significant and emerging threat to Russian army radars.
Ukrainian drones approached the coast of Crimea, effectively launching strike drones that allowed them to penetrate 20 to 30 kilometers deep into enemy territory and strike such radar stations.
Russian radars in Crimea are becoming relatively easy targets due to the peninsula's natural features, our experts say. You can't hide them in the steppe. There are forests in the mountains, but it's hard to maneuver there. And besides, Crimea isn't that far from mainland Ukraine.
In fact, the Russians have a serious problem with their air defense system overall. Most of their systems have actually been redeployed to the territory of temporarily occupied Ukraine, and a large number of them have been destroyed on the territory of Crimea.
It is known that instead of the destroyed radar stations, the Russians are moving radars from the Far East and the north of the Federation to the occupied territories.
In terms of the rate of destruction and the rate of production of these systems, for now, Russia is losing more than it is producing.
Enemy radar systems cover command posts, military airfields, weapons depots, and important logistical routes. And with each radar that is neutralized, the Russians' military capabilities decrease, while ours increase.
The goal here is not just to destroy all air defense systems and then start hitting some targets. These are separate operations that are specifically designed to accomplish such tasks.
According to the General Staff, 1,200 Russian air defense systems have already been destroyed. Radar stations are a part of these systems.
For the enemy, we need to understand that such radars are essentially eyes in the sky, which allow them to detect threats in a timely manner and to some extent have the ability to counter them.
Even before the full-scale invasion, Russian air defense covered less than every second of its strategic sites. Now this figure is steadily decreasing in favor of the Ukrainian defense forces. Rostislav Sisoyev, Ukraine, United News Marathon.
That's all from me as well. I was your host, Darina Hutsakalo. We'll have even more explosive news from the front in our next broadcast. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. See you soon!